But 2017, when Professor Raju, he and one of his colleagues, they traveled overnight, by train to meet me in Hyderabad at a very short notice. And people, he works with. So he really at that time he was so passionately talking about the problems, environmental problems, water problems. And I said, calm down, we will try to see. I will try my best to to come up with some collaborative work. And you can say there was an opportunity, and then I think that was 2 years later when we and Sarad and Professor Raju, we met in that Vadodara. There was an introduction event, and we missed the event. There were 4 events in entire India about this call. And then I said that we must meet, attend this event, and know more about the call. And we met there, and then again Professor Raju, he said, no, all the IITs are participating, and we have no chance to win this project. And I said, look, not every IIT has a chance to win the project. Unless we enter the competition, we do not know. So then we put together a consortium. At that time, Professor Schneider and Thomas, they were also new. So this project brought us all together. And despite the hard times we had due to COVID, 2 years, and there were other issues because the project started with the Professor Raju's work packages. Okay, so despite all these problems, he really brilliantly completed the tasks, and now the project is. And one thing I really want to say about this European, these collaborative projects, because unlike the projects done by mostly IITs, I think now the trend is changing. They are mainly the research projects. But, this program was mainly for the R&D, research and development, so that it is not the basic research, but considering the problems of the society. And so researchers, they work with the society and with the government bodies who make the policies and help implementation of those solutions which researchers make. So this was in a way a learning process also for the researchers in India, that you are not doing research only for publishing papers, but you are solving the problems of the society. And that's why in our consortium we have two small companies, one from Europe, and Sarad representing a startup from India, and we have research institutes also, Sintef, and one in Portugal. So it's a mixture of organizations, universities, researchers, companies, and the research institutes. And also we had Finnish Water Forum, which are representing the wider, sector of this commercial company, municipality, to include the government angle. So yes, I think it's a learning process for European partners also, that to come across the problems which in Europe they have solved maybe 50 years ago, and now they are solving the problems in a different atmosphere, but the similar problems, because Europe also has gone through this learning process. Rivers were not as clean as they are now, so the thing is, now the developing countries, they should not repeat those mistakes. They should learn from those who have already solved the problem. So this is the message I want to give. Then I think you, sir, you were talking about the solid waste management and all that. There are technologies. The only thing is, I think the implementation is required and the government will is required. Okay, so for that the cooperation of people is really important. So that's why I'm very happy that farmers who are actually the end users, end of the spectrum, they are here, and they should be consulted about the any solutions researchers or industry come up with. So
Biotechnical institution. I'm representing here the Environment Corporation. Just a few words about it. It's a family-owned small company, but financially supported by the European Union and by the Hungarian government. We have 3 business branches. The first one is the recycling of electronic waste materials. The second one is an environmental consulting branch, and the third one is the biotechnology research branch. I'm representing this last one. We have a private research institute in Pécs, in the same city as where also the University of Pécs located. And so we have 2 main activities. The first is connected to every tasks which are connected to the analyzing of the genomic content of bacteria. Just to mention an important thing, which is also our main task in the SPINK project, is the so-called metagenomics. It's a technique suitable for accurate analyzing of microbiome. We can tell you who is there, we can tell you what it is potentially doing, so it means that it enables also functional analysis. And it is good for the project because besides we can identify, for example, the pathogenic microorganisms, we can identify such microorganisms, especially bacteria, which can drive the chemical processes, for example, the decomposition of different pollutants.
SINTAP is one of the most European biggest research institutions. So we have, I think, over 2,000 employees in the whole country. But so you can see that from the south further to the north, and we are SINTAP Narvik. If you don't know where Narvik is, so we are further in the north. So I think it's about 3,000 kilometers from the North Pole only. So UIT, or the Nordic University of Norway, is also like Narvik is also there. So next slide, please. Like I said, that one. Yeah. So okay. Never mind. So we are about 2,000 employees and come from 75 different nationalities. So very international research institution. And 70% of our turnover is coming from collaboration with research from industry and public sector. So it's very small portion is a research, poor research funding. So yes, next slide please. And at SINTAP Narvik, we have a different research group. So we have work on infrastructure, material, and structural engineering. And we work with cold climate problem. We work with ice mechanics and modeling, and we work with railway technology. And I'm in the department of process and environmental technology. And my background is in microbiology. So you can see here the very beautiful picture of Narvik in the night, but actually it's now because we are in the dark period. So like December and January, we don't see the sun. So you have twilight all day long. Organism, and at the moment I'm working with microfuel cell as one of the research topics, together with Professor Snyder, and then water quality and yeah. Next slide, please. Okay, so this is actually the work package in the spring project, and Professor Samsukta is responsible for work package 3. So the main work package, one of the main work package development of the entrance system, and we work within the work package 5. So the design of a smart and cost-effective biosensing system. So